Have you ever wondered what it would be like to go to a completely different place? A different country and do the thing that you like to do. So if you like to water ski, what would it be like to go to Japan and water ski? But in our case, we like to drag race, right? We like car stuff. We like car shows, drag racing, driving drag racing cars on the street. But where can you do that in this world besides America? Maybe Australia, but I understand the rules are pretty strict down there. Europe, I think most of Europe is off limits for that. But guess what? We're going to Sweden in this episode. That's pretty cool. Sweden's one of the few places in the world that you might actually get to do drag and drive. They have their own race called Street Week Sweden. At PRI show this year, I was approached by our friend Mats, M-A-T-S. I think they call him Mats over there. Mats come up and approached Alex and I about doing Street Week. We have been talking about this for several years. It sounded like a far-fetched idea. The more we talked about it, the more we liked it. One thing led to another. They invited us over this past week for their big motor show, they call it. We thought it would be more like SEMA or PRI, but it was actually more like a big car show. So we went over to Sweden. We're greenhorns, I'm telling you, especially me. Meg's pretty up on the stuff. Alex has been to England and where else did she go? Scotland. I've never been outside Arkansas or California, anywhere except for all these rides that we take on these dragon drives. Been to Hawaii a few times, but never been out of the country. So I know a lot of people from out of the country, and I've heard the story, so I had a pretty good idea what we were getting into. But I got to see it firsthand. We're going to go, our plan is anyway, to go to Street Week Sweden in July. The problem is, do we buy a car, do we borrow a car, or do we ship a car? That's yet to be determined. So I think this episode will be interesting. Those of you that like history, the second half of it's for you. We got to spend a day in Stockholm and see some amazing history, some amazing architecture, and just an amazing place to visit. I highly recommend it if you like the idea of European lifestyle or want to see the old world. We stayed in some pretty cool hotels. But the first half, if you can stay to the second half, that's great. The first half is about the car show. So we're going to be over there looking at a car show. And remember, this is Europe. They have different ideas. We found a lot of similarities. We found some really cool American cars, met some really cool American car-loving people, and got to experience some Volvos and some cars that we can't even pronounce the name of. So it's pretty cool from that standpoint. But if you can stick it out for this lengthy video, I'm going to warn you up front, it's over 2.5 hours. But I didn't want to cut anything out. I thought there was too much coolness. If you don't like it, fast forward. I'd rather you watch it, but I understand at the same time. Anyway, come join us as we learn Europe, or part of Europe, from our perspective of just being drag racers and regular everyday Americans, and see if it's what you expect. It's different than what we expected in some ways, very much the same as America in other ways. So let's go do this. Okay, we've made it to Stockholm, and we got to rent a car. Look at these. You don't see these in America. Peugeots.
And if so, does he have a nice? They all have that. Oh.
Is ours a Peugeot? That's it right there. No friggin' hubcaps.
None of them have them.
Isn't that weird? Look at that. Like trailer wheels. These are even worse. Check that out.
That candy's salty.
Oh, did you get the licorice? Yeah, you screwed up.
I got you chocolate. Oh, but
that's so weird. Look at this wheel.
some of them have. Those are real wheels, though. Yeah.
A Passat and a T-Cross, whatever that is. A Tijuana. Look, this one down here is a Tijuana.
Then we have this in America.
We do?
Yeah, that one too.
So Sweden's kind of overcast right now.
This is the warmest day it's gonna be though.
Is it really?
Yeah.
All right, so we're trying to figure out European stuff. We don't know much. We're pretty ignorant. I don't even know what's this thing again? What kind of car?
This is I don't have a clue.
Let me see if I get my bits in there. What was it? I forgot. I said it earlier. You can't look at the wheel. I have no idea what it is. This is like the economy cracker box.
No, this is a premium upgrade.
It's a Grandland.
It's an upgrade.
From what?
Probably that.
Yeah. It's an upgrade from what? Wait a minute. Oh, I was looking for my phone. It's been a long day.
Okay, well, look, that's what we're going to be driving.
Okay, so we're in this Opel. It says it's an Opel. Where does it say that?
We just knew it. No, it says it right here. OPE.
That's little bitty tiny letters in the steering wheel says it's an Opel.
With a Z.
So an Opel used to be made by Buick, and they were like cheap little econo boxes.
Is that the same Opel though?
I don't have no idea. But look, so we gotta get out of here. We're gonna go to Utfart. Where's Utfart go?
It's the way out.
That makes sense.
Well.
Okay, we're gonna Utfart out of here.
If I dawdle to the line, it's taking the steering wheel out of my hand.
Wow.
If I speed, it starts dinging at
So
me.
check that little red thing out. It's got a number in it.
I
And
don't have it
it's
stopped, so I can't show you guys. But I'll show you in just a second.
it dings if you speed, which who doesn't speed? Look, there's Stockholm. That's pretty cool. The street signs look kind of like ours, but you can't read them.
Okay, I'm gonna go here.
I can read Stockholm.
To Stockholm and Ireland's. Yep.
Okay, that's a trash truck. I recognize that. It looks different. The
100 miles an hour? Cool.
look at the sign, the lights. They're very spindly. They look like an erector set. And I'm not being critical. I'm just observing. That's literally, those light poles look like an old 1960s erector set. Very, very lightweight. They wouldn't last in Arkansas. They get tornadoed.
They would get winded in.
Watch this guy. He's ood farting.
He is farting
So-
right in my way.
Yeah. Different kind of. What is that thing? Scanna. There's a Scanna.
Oh,
There's a
there's
blue
cops.
light. Does that mean cops?
It appears to. I think that's universal.
He must have. Somebody must have been speeding. And that's probably what you're doing. You're doing 103. Slow down, weirdo. What's the red thing say?
That's 100.
So you can do 100 over here. That looks really weird. All right, well, we're just on the road. We'll see what we might see. Right now it just looks like Oklahoma or Arkansas in the wintertime. Looks like Little Rock. I'm really tired. Okay, so we were just talking about trucks. They're all strange, but look, a caravan. That's what they call them here, I think. They do in England anyway. Instead of a camper, it's a caravan. So you got these trailers, but every truck is a cab over. We haven't seen a conventional truck, and I think it's because they can't have the length. They drive right up in the windshield of these trucks like we did back in the 60s and the 50s. So look, there goes another one. Every one of them is that was some kind of a pickup truck. First pickup truck that I've seen. So that's something else we were talking about is probably won't see too many of my man trucks. Big gas guzzling diesel pickup trucks. I haven't seen any pickup trucks except maybe that one. Look, he ood farted you.
Mine's beeping at me.
He's waving at you?
Mine's beeping at me.
Oh, your speedometer's beeping at you. So, it's like the third McDonald's in a mile. They do like their McDonald's, and I'm happy about that.
And a Burger King.
Oh, that's like the third Burger King in a mile.
We've seen more Burger King.
Oh, look, there's Maida Toyo. So yeah, they really like McDonald's and Burger King. Okay, we're coming into some city.
This is Stockholm up here.
No, this isn't Stockholm. Is it? Oh, maybe it is.
We're approaching it. Yeah, we're coming into it. I mean, we're not there yet. Okay, no, we got a little ways.
I was hoping we'd drive into that lake thing that Darren was telling us about.
We might. The airport's 45 minutes from downtown, so we have a ways to go.
Okay, so Darren was saying we'd be driving on this road and go up a hill and then come down and drive into a hole in the water.
So that's like Darren's our UPS guy, by the way.
Yeah.
Who happens to have a wife from Sweden.
Yeah.
What is this? Is this like a store? Is that
And
like
he comes over here a lot. And that's like a lumber
Yeah,
yard.
I'm about to say, it looks like a home. I guess it's like a Lowe's.
I'd like to go in there. Look at all those strange names. Nothing to Breeden. We have Breeden Dodge.
I thought that same.
Cafe, I know what that is. It's very cool. Very much the same and very different at the same time.
Even their trees are short. Like everything is kind of. I do feel like it's a model. Like it's like scale, a model. Like you said. It does feel like a model train set.
Yeah, these light poles have just got us all fascinated. Fascinated. Yeah, is that the right word?
Yeah.
Fascinated. Because I'm really tired. But look, even the things that hold the
Look at
street
the bridge.
signs
That
up.
looks like a model bridge. It looks tiny.
These little light poles in the United States, the wind would whip them like this and they'd fall down. You can see right through them. I guess that's the idea. See through them so the wind blows through them.
Grandland.
I think it says it in here somewhere too.
It's Grandland. It's like what looks like an interstate.
Dun and Brad Street in Hitachi. See, some of this stuff's English. Gartner. Total. But then you got your Swedish. Lily, I think that's something. TDK. That was tape. I don't know what it is now.
European Center for Disease and Prevention.
Oh, maybe this is the tunnel.
I don't think it is yet because we're not to water yet, are we? We're close to water.
You're gonna send me through the windshield.
Sorry.
This is crazy. Look at this. I think we're going down. This may be the tunnel that Darren's talking about, and you pop up in the middle of Stockholm or something.
No, you're recording, so I don't have to. Yeah, I would rather you drive and not tell us.
Okay, so we're just. Oh no, I see daylight. So he said we go across a long bridge, is what it was, and then you go down into the water.
We may be coming up to that because we got water coming up.
He said, "I know exactly where you're gonna be." I don't know how he knew that,
See,
but
we got a lot of bridge.
oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
look over there.
Oh, look at that! Looks like Russia.
Look at those squares. Oh yeah. Huh, that's weird.
Look at that. To me, that looks like pictures I see of Russia. The way those buildings look. That's cool. That's Bosch, invented for life. Lots of businesses that I recognize. I mean, they're.
Okay, we're stopping. It's not me.
Look at the train tracks. Holy smokes!
That's a lot of trains.
Man, look at all the light. What are you doing?
Well, it's not really me. It's
This
you.
car's got way too good of brakes.
I can see it with
See, look at that. That's just like somebody dropped a box of model train tracks out there, and they're all piled up on top of each other. See, this is Homes. I know what that is. I feel like we don't have enough. It's not even. We don't have enough buildings with Swedish words on them in America, because most of our stuff is like that. That says best. Most of our stuff is English.
I like the rocks every
Yeah, that's
once in
cool.
a while that show up.
Yeah, that looks like America too.
Okay.
Uh-oh, what's that say? traffic vert could take in 2025. All right, well, this isn't what I was
I
thinking.
think it's coming up, but
So here, there's just names stuck all over the sides of their buildings.
we gotta get over. Oh, I can't. Okay.
Jeez, you almost KO'd us.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Alex,
I'm trying.
we're gonna die, people. Look at the apartments stacked over here. Look at that, they're just stacked on top of each other.
I will be slowing a little bit, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, it is. Look at, there's apartments built on top of this bridge, though.
That's weird.
Okay, so here's water, Swedish water, Swedish lake. There's a seagull, he looked very American.
He's a Sweegle.
Schwegel? Schwegel. Swedish eagle. I don't know what, see, like E40 or E20,
That's the
E4.
road. We've been following E4.
Oh, that's what Darren told me, now that I think of it. Because, you know, like in Hawaii, what do you have, the one in Hawaii? H1 or something? So, I think, like, I don't know, whatever.
Almost got horrible.
I think,
Look over there.
I think,
That looks very.
There, I see the truck right next to us.
yeah, that big electric truck's gonna KO us. Klein's Kitchen, see, it's not even. There's a lot more English on their vehicles here than we have Swedish on our vehicles and buildings. So, man, it's just really packed and crowded out there. Very interesting.
Genova.
So look at all these businesses piled on top of each other. We're just blown away by how many buildings they can stack.
And blown away by the fact they had a dollar store.
Yeah, back here I was trying to get my phone up. There was a building that says dollar store like we have. But they don't have dollars here. They have Coronas or Euros or something.
Okay.
And we're going to have a wreck. These cars just stop because the speed limit goes from like 60 to 20.
A Corona store.
So check this out. That, I guess it's a church. Very cool. We assume it's old. I don't know. It's awesome looking though. Okay, so Alex said it looked like they had 1-inch trailer balls. Look, it does. But what I want to show you is this trailer. You're speeding up. I can't show a trailer.
I will slow back down.
Well,
My car
too
doesn't
late.
want me to-
So check out some of these cars. What is that? That's a Saab. But what's kind of cool, slow down. Look right back here. You guys recognize that? Yeah, buddy. Alex said when he hits his brakes, the front lights light up. Very strange. There's some very strange, different cars, stuff we've never, or I've never heard of. Alex said, what was the thing you said you was American?
It's a Kia Stinger.
Oh, Kia.
Look at that Volkswagen truck up there.
Look, that's a Leon. What's a Leon?
That.
Yeah, but what is that?
I do not know.
Like, that's the coolest thing on the road right there.
I bet he has to try to get that.
What's this thing? Lots of Volvos, naturally. This woman's picking her nose. She was digging for gold.
You're gonna get exported from the country for videoing.
Yeah. They're in wetsuits. I guess they're going out to what looks like the ocean, but it's actually a big, giant lake. So we're out of our hotel, trying to get to our parking garage to this old hotel that we first got, and it feels like an apocalyptic event happened. There's buses, electric buses running up and down the road, but there's nobody out. We've seen like 3 people. There's somebody on a bike way down there. Here's a few cars, but there's nobody on the sidewalks. None of the stores are open.
I don't know if the stores actually open.
What are the stores here for?
Good right now.
So look at this. Looks like we're in a blimp hangar.
It gives very hangar vibes.
I can't even tell how it's constructed. It's wood with metal roofing.
Where do these go to on the side?
I don't know.
What is that connected to?
They're, I guess
Well,
they're
there's
connected to
that.
those poles.
And I guess
That
the
pole's
pole's
behind the
behind
wall.
that
Yeah, but is it hardwood or is it plywood? I can't really tell. But it's, anyway, this is our first impressions as we walk in here. You know, it's very convention, but it's a different kind of building. Look how the air conditioner duct follows the trusses up there. Pretty cool. Alex is getting drinks and looks like maybe we had breakfast at the hotel, but this is our entrance into the show. And so far I see Mercedes and some kind of,
I think that was 30 krona, which would be $3.
so is that a good deal?
Yeah. If it was actually 30, I could have misread.
How do you know? You just paid with your credit card?
Yeah.
We really are in Sweden if people are wondering.
What's that say?
I have no idea.
But all those Red Bulls are like that, aren't they? Like they're from Austria.
No, I mean not
We don't
ours.
have this down here. That's in
Yeah.
English. So like that looks normal, but ours is in English.
Oh,
And then all
okay.
the nutrition and stuff is their version.
You can't read it.
And like milliliters.
Oh, yeah. All right, so let's take a walk around and check this thing out.
Oh, it was 39.
39
So
one.
that's like $3.90. It's like $4.
So what does one cost in the U.S.?
At a trade show, it'd be like $10.
Expensive.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we're half price, or good anyway. Okay, so we're gonna walk around and check this
Girl
out.
Mass says I'm saving money.
So that's definitely interesting. I'm not sure what it is. It's got barbed wire drill. Canucks Garage. It's pretty cool. This is very cool. 64 type, 63, 64 Corvair. That's pretty cool.
Lite över 40 i alla fall gått fint.
Då väntar vi i 10 minuter och se om det blir det. Ni kan prova så länge. Välkomna fram och be Kalle om tips också. Han har hållit, eller om ni vill kanske hälsa på Kalle och ta honom i handen. Bara det är en aha-upplevelse.
I don't know what he said. I think he's
So he must. He looks like a, what do you call those, Viking or something?
You know who he looks like? Shout out to Quick Performance. He reminds me of Bryden. He
Oh, he
reminds me of
does.
Quick Bryden.
So
Quick
Brighton, we found your
Yeah.
Swedish look-alike.
It's just
He's a
the hair.
weightlifter.
It's just the hair.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they got.
He's a big guy like Brighton. Look, it
So
needs
all
an
D is down.
it needs an alignment.
All D is down.
There's downstairs stuff too. So that was like the Brian Loans of. So that guy was from the show, the motor show. So
that's the motor show.
that may be the guy that asked us to come. Who knows?
It wasn't, from what I can find.
Oh, nice. Let's get this. Check this out, America. Billet Specialty Wheels. Big block Chevy. Twin turbo. This could be our competition on muscle cars at the strip. Nice car. Nice G-body. Strange and Circle D. Got some advertisement. So that's right up our alley.
There's also Swedish candy.
Look at the candy. The guy said he laughed when I was filming, and he looked at the other guy and he said, "Oh, a movie star." Well, you kind of are when you have your wiener sitting out in front for everybody to see. So, is that the same Sonics? I bet it's not.
No, I bet it is. They probably just have a branch.
And McGuire's and tuning chips. And I got to go back out here. Okay, this is fascinating to me. The other guy had his wieners out. This guy has Hello. Okay, so check this out. I don't know what it is. I don't know what you do with it. Is it like a flat track thing? They race it around a dirt oval? I don't know. It's pretty cool. I dig it. But I don't see it being off-road. Kind of makes me want to build one. I just don't know what you do with it. I can't imagine the front suspension taking a beating with those massive tires. Got a small block Chrysler. Pretty cool.
We had an idea.
Hey,
What?
I told Nolan.
Anything that
I'm
you-
gonna tell Nolan I have a new idea for the booth.
Oh,
And so
It
that
deters
way,
people are gonna walk around. I mean, you want them to come to the booth, but like
that way they don't touch your stuff.
you don't want them to touch your truck bed. Put some wood chips.
and you know what? We could take it in my dump truck.
Oh god.
So I could back in here. We could set these logs up with Nick's backhoe, and I could back in and dump a load of wood chips.
Okay, Nolan. Sure. Whiskey booth 2025.
Yeah, there we go. We're set. We got the new plan. They got a rock bouncer. Wonder if there's any rock. There is rocks here, but I don't know if there's any place you can bounce.
This is a street leaker. Look. This is a street
Oh yeah. So this is our competition if we come back.
He's a winner. I don't think there will be much competition for him.
Oh, he's a winner, so he's fast on his Mickey Thompson Sportsman ST.
Look at those. That's an interesting word.
That what?
It's an interesting. The font, I guess, is the same, but it's
The tire?
yeah.
It's almost like 70s looking
I
tire.
don't think the font's the same. It's not.
I don't think that what?
I don't think it's the same. It's the same.
You don't think it's the same thing?
Oh, it's the font.
Oh, I'm wondering if it's like an old tire, like from the 70s. It kind of looks like that. But
Okay.
I mean, you don't look particularly fast. We might be his competition.
We don't know what class.
Well,
I'm just saying I don't know what class he is.
yeah, they don't say. Well, maybe it says. We don't have any idea. Anyway, when I say competition, I say that lovingly. It doesn't mean that we're going to run with him. He's just at our same race. He's 2024. Something that you might notice in our videos is I'm going to be filming where it's not so crowded, because there's sections that are so crowded I can't even raise my camera. This is kind of our world. Big tire. Wonder what it is. So it's a Volvo, naturally. Oh, I like the quarter panels. He's got them cut out. This is what I thought about doing to the 55 when we first did it, except I didn't want to paint it. But he's got Zeus buttons on it. Pretty nice. That's a good looking car. See what he's got up here. He got a Volvo, looks like. Way different. I would expect a big motor in it, but he's got probably a 4-cylinder. I'm not sure. So that one's actually got maybe a Volvo motor, but look at his quarter panels.
I thought Steve Morris was the one that did that.
Well, Steve thinks he invented everything. Steve is like the king of everything. He said that. He thinks he invented parking under the hotel awning too. So that's cool. You got a dry sump. Look, you got Peterson dry sump,
That's
Aeromotive, and I don't know who else fittings. But it looks much like what we would do. One difference here that we're seeing, they actually set their parts stores up. You can buy stuff here at the store. And if it's what Alex says, like this little miniature floor jack that I remember from 1980, 249 colon dots, that's like 25 bucks. But they have all their stuff to buy. Toys, brushes, fuzzy steering wheel covers and dice, wood grain steering wheel covers, garden hose, funnels, sprayers. You can buy it right here at the show, unlike PRI or SEMA, where you just look at it. You can buy shirts with hot dogs. You guys want a shirt with a hot dog?
What's going on with the hot dogs?
They have underwears with hot
And
dogs.
socks and
Beach towels.
towels
What's
and
the deal with the
umbrellas.
hot dogs?
I don't know.
Maybe use your what do you call it? Your app.
Yeah.
Use your Google app. I want to know why you want a hot dog shirt. It's $79.90 Coronas, right?
I'll tell you in 1 second. Oh, it says why pay more.
Oh, so it's a bargain. So pretty cool. I mean, I love hot dogs. Maybe I need a hot dog shirt.
He was 32
This is
years
for you,
old.
Rick Johnson.
His father was with Wisner, but he was the best friend of Carl Rossler. They have driving together on the tracks and NHRA all the years. They know each other. And I said to him, I want to buy a gear wender. And he called Carl Rossler and said, it's a guy from Sweden here who's going to buy our Nova. And he wants a gear wender. So I got the discount, a couple of $100. And then I paid, this is 40 years, 50 years, 40 years ago. It was very cheap then. Now they are a little bit more money. But they put it in the car when they ship it to Sweden.
That's cool.
And I love it.
He said he loves his gear
I
vendor,
love my
Rick,
gear window.
because he passes everybody on the
Everybody on
road.
the road over here. I was like, we do that too.
That's our
They're not
thing.
so common here. Not so many have them.
He said on the track they come up to him and say, how are you driving so fast on the street?
Because of his gear vendor.
Yeah.
There we go. That's awesome. There you go, Rick.
Bilar.
So we found an area that's more like home. 32 Roadster. Let's see, Model A Coupe. Another model. There's a, what is that? 32, a Bug. Another 32, 37. So this is kind of like, must be Street Rod Alley, a T-bucket. That's pretty cool. Like Hot Rod Alley, 33 3-window, 32 3-window. Is what?
I said that's the SU booth.
Oh yeah,
There are a couple cars and some chairs.
yeah.
Is that a cab over? Their version of your cab?
Oh yeah, there's some kind of different cab over. Don't know what it is. Have to go look at that. Oh, there's a Willys. 37, 38 Willys. Pretty cool. Oh, it's Citroen, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Pretty cool. Real deal steel. SSRA.
What's your is Swedish street?
Yes,
rod association.
right. Cool. Got a little 471 blown small block in it. So very American. I don't know what that is. I can't tell. 1957, I can tell that much. See what this is. I have no idea. Look at this headlight. Meg, that looks like something you'd like.
I don't know about that.
It looks.
He's cute. I mean, I like him, but
Yeah, see what.
I feel like David Land Rover over there. I still
Oh,
can't
it
read
is.
it. So I think the guy is. That's where he's from. It's a
What kind of car is it?
Fram King Folda.
Oh, okay. That's. I have no idea.
I don't know if they know what it is.
That's cool. I'd love to own that, but look. So you know why I like it. Very California. Very cool car. So that's a good looking 60. So they're really into their California plates. So this is nostalgia. Looks nice. Bias white walls, chrome reverse wheels. Very cool. Drive in. So we're kind of in maybe the American part. Because most of the other stuff was Volvo. Look at this big screaming eagle, it says. I don't know what it is. It's a trash truck, I think. So, looks like, so you think that's for lifting up dumpsters or what? No, I'm serious. Maybe it's a tow truck for big trucks. That's probably it. I have no idea. It's big. For my American Chrysler people. It's a 340 car. But then look at these 1960s Mickey Thompsons on the back. Radials on the front. This is the tire that I grew up with right there. See if that says N5015 on it. Yeah, it does. I see it at the bottom. So that was the tire that was just our standard hot rod tire in the 60s and 70s. That's cool. Converts, Chargers, Challengers, GTX or Roadrunner. That's a GTX. One of my friends had the nicest one of those you'd ever have. So we made it outside. My jacket's burning me up inside, but it feels pretty good out here.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
But we're looking at, they have smash burgers. So for a mere $199, you can get a smash burger deal. It's got chips with it. So it's not $199 is $19.99 Coronas, crowns.
10x, so like it's crowns.
Okay, so we figured out that you can say crowns. That's like saying bucks, I think.
Well, it's a plural
What, crowns is a plural?
of Corona. Apparently.
So what's Corona? A single?
Corona is a single. It's like a dollar versus like dollars.
And I can't remember how to say it.
Corona.
No, he said he had he had a very pronounced way of saying Corona. Cronog or something. Cronog.
Yeah, I don't know if it's really different or if it's the accent. That's the part that I'm not sure.
All right, well, we're going to have a smash burger maybe. We're going to watch Alex try to order meal deal here. We have vouchers, but we don't know if they work out here at this stand. Evidently, she doesn't know. So, it looks like it's some really good burgers. So, Coke Zero is common, no Diet Coke. So, look at here. We're putting Thousand Island dressing. Very in and out-ish. They like their Thousand Island dressing. Here's our chips. Australia. So I guess she's speaking English. So some lettuce. So to get mustard and ketchup here, you milk the cow. I hate to walk up there and just be rude, but that thing hanging down, they just squeeze it. I've never seen anything like it. See, look. I won't be able to see him. So after we had dinner, our friend Sammy and his wife and daughter took us to a candy store along with Matt's. Matt's kind of stayed out. He didn't want to go in because it's like a drug. He didn't want to have to buy candy. But this place just blew our mind. The candy's sitting out in the open. What you see there is actual candy. You can just reach down in and get a handful of it. They have scoops. You go get a bag and your own personal scoop, and you scoop what you want out and then pay by the gram, I guess. But anyway, it was pretty fascinating. We're so concerned about germs. We have sneeze guards on everything. Here, you can just sneeze on it, touch it, pick it up, eat it, whatever. But Sammy was egging Alex on in this next clip. He was telling her, and his daughter was telling us how good all of it was. So Alex was filling her bag up. That's Sammy's there. Nice guy. He's also got a very fast, really bitchin' Camaro. Bitchin' in Camaro. That's a song.
Yes, and also flavor is the most natural that you have. You have to try it.
Better? Okay.
Yeah, this is better, yes.
Look at, he's egging her on. Her bag's gonna have to have
She's giving me enough descriptions that I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess so.
You're gonna have a hand truck. So it's day 2 of the motor show, and we're in a different hall. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but it says restoration tools, I think. I don't know if they're advertising that they restore cars, but there's one on the other side of the Toyota It's not got an engine in it. It looks like it was just taken out of a salvage yard. And this, I think that one kind of looks like that as well. I can't figure it out. Maybe that rotisserie.
No, it's project cars on display. All these are their different project cars. It says, what is so special about this Fiesta?
What is it?
After just 29 months of production, it was reached an important milestone with the 1,000th car rolling off the production line. To celebrate that fact, Ford released a limited edition of the L model called the Million, or Millionth edition, as it sometimes is called. An edition of 3,100 Fiesta Million vehicles was produced in '79. Well, we got Facebook blowing up here.
So that's 1979 Fiesta, and they made 1 million of them, and that's the 1,000th one.
No, they made it a 1,000th edition.
Oh, so it's
This is a Beetle.
so they're building that Beetle, and they bring it here. Bug, not Beetle. Huh. I don't know what's special about it. It's got fog lights.
At no extra cost.
Well, why would it cost extra?
And we're fitted with distinctive red decals along the sides. So I still don't know what's special about it, but that's what it is.
I don't either, but one thing we do notice is, and this isn't nearly as bad as most of the halls, you can't see. Yeah, you can't see what people are, they can't even see. The halls are so crowded that you're typically just walking through crowd. I can't believe how many people are here. And there's not any real vendors. It's more about, a few cars sitting around. There's a little bit of vendor stuff up here. Like they're selling some t-shirts and some barbecue stuff, looks like. But it's a very different experience than PRI, say. They actually sell the goods here, but just very few, like there. What is that? Some snap ring pliers. Pella tools. Router bits. Yeah, so this is like a tool store. First one of those we've really seen. Here's an old Jaguar sitting on a lift. Check this out. See, we have squeeze through right there. Jaguar with no doors, no suspension. Still got the dirt on it. I'm not sure what they're showing. Maybe the lift, I guess.
No, I think this is all project cars.
But why would they have a car on a lift with no suspension at all? And here's look at this. See if we can get to it. I'm gonna go over here. Hey. Not sure what it is, but this would be I suppose a Swedish barn find. Maybe that's what they turn it into. That's their restoration. I guess they're showing a before and after here. These oil cans are very cool. Look at this. It looks like our oil cans from the 20s. Like that should be on the running board of a T model. I like that. I'd like to have one. Oh, they're panel beating over there. I hear hammers and fenders. So they're actually doing body work here, it sounds like. Very cool. Looks like this guy's come and set up complete shop. This is pretty cool. He's got his little section of the place here with his motorcycle lift. He restores, I guess, pooch or pook or whatever they are. Here you go. Mopeds. Look at it here. He's working on one on the table. I guess they're actually doing some of the work here. What a job to bring your shop to the show. Anyway, here's my view. Looking out at the lake. That's the road we go up to get to the show. It's way up there somewhere. I mean, way up there. Sound like a European. It's a few miles up there. It's not somewhere you'd want to walk. You actually have to drive. But this is the
the buildings. I have no idea of the age. Some of them look fairly old. Like this was our first hotel that we're gonna stay in. It's definitely older. I don't know how old. I mean, I can't tell if it's 50s or maybe a renovated hotel from the way back when. But look at this. I don't think you can see it, but that looks like an old, I don't know, I'd say church, but I don't know if that's what it was or not. Pretty cool scene. We're gonna go back up to Stockholm tomorrow and hopefully see some real historic old stuff. But look at this green. I don't know if that's copper. I haven't looked at it, but I almost assume that that's kind of like the Statue of Liberty, probably copper, and it's patinaed. It could be paint or tile. I'm not real sure. I haven't had time to look out there that close, honestly. That stuff right there looks fairly new. I can't show you on the camera, but back around the corner here, when we come up this road in the evening after the show, there's a ton of houses back along behind us. They're stacked up on a mountain. To me, it looks a lot like San Diego. You know, from that road looking back at those houses, it looks like San Diego, just piled up houses back there. So it looks very California. But the Sard, let's see, Scandic right here. I'm not sure, that may be a hotel as well. It's kind of, you know, it's different layout than what we'd have. You see the buildings, and I assume that that's like a courtyard area in the middle. Well, maybe that may be a roof I see in there. See the skylights. We did look at one where you actually drive through the building, and inside of this building was a parking lot. So I don't know if you call that a courtyard or what, kind of like down in here, this grass, but it was inside of one building. So you had this brick hotel or apartment building, and then inside of the area was parking. Very not like what we would have. That kind of stuff seems very, what I'd call European. Anyway, that's just my view out of the window. Pretty cool view. So we're getting ready to head back up to the show and see what it's like today. I expect it to be a lot more relaxed, a lot slower. I can walk around and get some cool video for you guys. Guess where we are? I've had enough Swedish meatballs, bacon, and what was my other thing? Sausage. Hot dogs. Little hot dogs, bacon, and sausage is what I've been having for breakfast. So we're gonna see. Pretty sure you can't get a breakfast burrito, but you can get an Egg McMuffin, I believe. So McDonald's is actually a big thing. So across the road here, the big IKEA. I guess they have, because IKEA is from here. I don't know anything about it, but I guess they have food courts inside these IKEAs. Kind of like to go check one of those out. Okay, so check out the Milwaukee black boxes. I like the black boxes.
I've seen where people from Europe want the red and Americans want the black because you can't have it. But I don't know why it's black over here, but I do know.
So everything you buy is black? I mean, box-wise? There's, what is that? Is that a generator, a power plant?
Something like that. But
That's
you don't
red.
have-
But you said the batteries are different. They probably interchange, but that looks like my charger. But they have a little different shape.
Yeah, if you go back there, you can see more.
Look at that big light.
Yeah, see all the boxes are
Okay. So if you ever see a black pack out, it probably came from Europe. Red handles, black boxes.
which is backwards to ours.
Yeah. Pretty cool beans. What is that?
I think it's like your vacuum.
Oh, it's not like mine, but it may be one.
Oh, maybe it's.
It's got a.
I thought that's an oat. That's to release the pack out. I don't know what it is.
Cool. Okay, so BMW 1988 big tire car with an LS. I actually like this thing. This is cool. Obviously a glass car. I guess it looks a little bit like a Mustang notchback. Got a good power glide in it. Looks like it's well used. The seats look very used. So it's a street week car, like right here. With the LS, it fits very well. Check this out. All Swedish. It's all packed in there and it looks really good. I like the way the quarter panels are bubbled out. So check it out, see if you can see. See how they bubble the quarter panels out? It looks very tasteful. The black looks awesome. Here's another big tire car. They're really big tire people here because they don't have prepped tracks. So carbon doors. This is a new build as I understand. So it's a 318 BMW. I have no idea what year that is. But it's actually running a, well, I'll read it here in a minute. I think it's a BMW engine. Look at the carbon doors. So it's, you know, it's a very fast car, I'm sure. So maybe you guys can say 1,135 wheel horsepower. I have no idea what it weighs. 9-inch rear end. Power glide. The M50, I don't know what the engine is. I assume it's a BMW. Dry sump, big giant turbo. There's always somebody gets in the way. 25-1 or so, probably. Nice work. Really nice car. Love the big tires. Looks so good. So I got to show you a couple of these things. Little Toyota Celica 1977. So when I was in high school, this was the little Honda car of the day. I actually kind of wanted one, just a little bit, not a lot. They had a Celica GT and a Celica ST in the States. I wanted the GT. This doesn't say. It just says it's a 77 Celica. So that's the year that I got my Nova. And that was actually a pretty cool little car in 1977. For some reason I kind of like it. The fender flared, and I'm not crazy about the mirrors or the wheel color, but I do like the fender flares. Of course, that's probably a more modern version of it. I have no idea what that is, but it's a nice car. But still, 77 Celica kind of cool to me. And it's just because of the nostalgia. If I'd have had a little bitty car, oh, it's an ST. So that was one option. A GT was the other. I kind of wanted a GT, but just a little more hot roddy. But I think that's pretty cool. You guys would probably never think that of me. And I didn't want one bad enough to own it, but I would take one now. I would like to have a little GT. Okay, so I guess this is the show winner. Got a big trophy.
No, it's not the winner, it's a finalist.
Oh, it's a finalist.
They gave out a couple trophies today.
Look at the paint though. That's some good body work. This thing's immaculate. Looking down that big long quarter panel, there's not a bobble in it, in the chrome or anywhere. So this is very much a contender anywhere. That chop is awesome. The bodywork on the chop is awesome. Got his little car. Man, I haven't even paid that much attention to it, but I'm telling you, that bodywork is first class. Very well deserved. Just taking you for a little ride in Sweden. I can't even tell you where we're at. What's the name of this place?
Jonapeg.
Oh yeah, Jonapeg or something. That's the way it looks like. It spells Jonapeg, but it's not the way they say it.
Jonapeg, I think. It's Jonapeg. Yeah, that's goofy. I don't know how. I guess I'm supposed to be there.
These roundabouts are very confusing. There's how you say it or spell it right there. We're trying to find an IKEA store.
I wonder what that is.
What is this? Is that hours of operation maybe? Is this the mall where the IKEA is at?
I don't know what this is.
We're just driving.
Well, the IKEA is over here, but this isn't the mall.
So look at that big brick building box.
School, almost. I don't know if it is.
It looks like a mall to me, but the funny thing is that you'll be like last night when we went to dinner. We're in a place like kind of like this, but very close together buildings, and you just walk through a door in the side of a building, and it's a restaurant.
That's got an espresso house. That may be a mall.
It's kind of like Astar. I don't know what that is.
Alright, it said IKEA's right here. Somebody's lying.
It was by McDonald's this morning, and McDonald's across the interstate thing there.
That's a veterinarian.
Yeah. So see, it's kind of like a mall, but look at how crowded it is. This is what we found. The cars are on the road, but they're not anywhere we go.
Okay.
Like this is the most cars you see in this whole place right here.
It's across the interstate, Alex.
I'm just going where this guy tells me, and it's wrong. Now it's telling me to go back out.
You need to go.
What does this sign mean? Can you go out here?
Gang cycle passage.
So that means bike path, maybe? Look at this Subway store.
And these red roads are bus lanes, so you're not allowed to go in bus lanes.
So if you turn right here on a red light, they will immediately take your license. No questions asked. If they see you do it, they will pull you over and take your license.
And apparently, there's so many signs, it's actually very confusing. They also, they'll just shut roads down and they'll dub them bus lanes. And if it says, once it's shut down as a bus lane, it doesn't come back as a non-bus lane. But you don't drive in bus lanes. And it may be a road that you drove your whole life, but now it's a bus lane.
And they'll jerk your license.
IKEA's up here on the right.
What is this thing?
Aces. Class Olson, whatever that is. It's got a
Must be a
restaurant.
mall. It just looks like a
It's a back of a mall. Stora Coop. There's IKEA right there. So he just came in the back way. Look at this. IKEA's like a giant Sam's or something.
No, it's a furniture store.
I know, but it's built like a giant Sam's.
Oh.
I keep saying that. I can't imagine in a place where the bathroom is the size of our shower, they need that much furniture. But this giant building is one IKEA. It looks closed. No, it's got lights on.
Should be up at warehouse for 30 more minutes, I think.
So evidently they have a restaurant in here. We're gonna go check out the restaurant. Yeah, look, that's a mall. So that's kind of nice looking.
Everything closes super early, though.
Yeah.
Really, really early.
So 5 or 6 o'clock. What time's it gonna be? 6. So the other thing is it's a 24-hour clock here.
That one's off by now.
Well, they write it as 24 hours, but they speak it as 12 hour.
You should park by the entrance.
Yeah, get us as close as possible. See, doesn't
Look,
this?
they have a donut cart up there.
You can't tell me this doesn't remind you of a Walmart. A donut one. Oh yeah, a donut house. So, the guy's gonna waddle out of our way. Whip in here.
I thought you wanted close.
Well, this is close. The door's right there.
I'm gonna pull over here so I'm not getting in trouble.
Oh, there's an in and an out.
Well, we're just using them all. So it smells like coffee right here. The coffee shop, I guess. They got ice cream, hot dogs, but it smells very much like coffee.
Yeah. Oh, it says in. It doesn't say Unfarten. So
Okay, we're in the warehouse part. This is not the,
this isn't right.
at least not like the ones in.
I mean, we came in the door, $599.
This is what the end looks like.
This is like what?
This is what the end looks like. So we're kind of going backwards. That was just a way to go back in. There's another. I think we came in the outdoor.
This very much reminds me of Lowe's or Home
But
Depot.
whenever you walk in the normal side, which we're gonna try to find, it's like sets of homes, like bedrooms and kitchens.
Oh,
So you normally walk through and then you pick out your stuff and then you come in here and you get it at the end.
so you're the one that comes in and picks these boxes up. It's not them.
No, they don't do it. You do it. Yeah, so we're going backwards.
Okay, so let's go. We always go backwards. I haven't either. So it reminds me, the feel is very much like Lowe's or something, except everything's flat packed. Look at that. Everything on the shelf is flat packed. But I guess this is real Swedish. This is one of their things, like Saabs and whatever. Volvos.
You see how the arrows where people get lost in here?
Oh,
Normally you go that way, so we're going backwards.
they get lost? They get lost?
Yeah. It's complicated because of the way it weaves through. The candles smell like candles.
Duh. You expect them to have a Swedish smell?
She almost knocked it off the shelf.
Leave it to her. So this is all chinky home decor.
I don't know. I don't know if we kept walking around that corner, if it would have been the end.
All right, well, you get the drift. Maybe it just bounce. So there's just all kinds of everything for a home in kind of a Lowe's layout. See the arrows on the ground? Notice we're going the wrong way. Because evidently we were supposed to come in these doors first.
No, still going.
Is that right?
Still going.
Bed linens. So I just thought IKEA was furniture, but they got candles, bed stuff, lighting. Pretty good store.
Like the money will be in like American dollars, but all the writing and stuff will still be in Swedish.
Is that American dollars?
No, I'm saying in the States. Like,
Oh.
like it'll be in American dollars, but everything else. I think the descriptions are in Swedish too, but I could be wrong.
Is this like the bed we're sleeping on right now?
This is an insert, a duvet insert, so it's kind of like ours. Yeah.
They need to add some more dew to their duvet.
They have different temperatures and thicknesses.
So the bed that we're sleeping in is about 2 foot wide. I'm not kidding. Maybe 30 inches. They call it a twin. There's two little beds.
It's smaller than a twin.
It's tiny. I think it's like 30 inches wide. I don't know what a twin is.
It's also not like a mattress. It's a topper on top of like a box spring almost.
It is. And that mine is almost off on the floor.
Slide it back over. I had to figure that out.
My whatever, the duvet thing that we're using to cover up, it's twisted sideways today. I am too. So, well, I got two because the other bed.
That's the decorative color. You always
No, I've got two regulars. Each bed, I've got two beds shoved together. Each one of them is got its own pillow.
okay, yeah, because the decorative color always has to get what's gross.
Yeah.
No matter where. It doesn't matter if it's here or there.
Yeah, because everybody touches it.
Okay, interesting. Theirs here, unless it's somewhere else. Okay,
That's.
ours have room displays. Like you walk in and it's like bedrooms and stuff. Like
Let's go
theirs-
upstairs and see.
We can look, but I don't think they have those here. Because that's the front, that's where you come in.
Okay, so we made it through the whole store.
So that's my thing that I've noticed.
So wait, listen, what are they telling us? So there's a restaurant.
Yeah, so we need to go back down and go actually look.
No, I've seen all I need to see. There's nothing else to see. We went through the whole thing.
Well, that's what I was explaining. Is I was just saying we can go back out and actually look. Well, I mean this way. There's more
Okay.
upstairs.
Okay, so Meg has found her what she was looking for. So those couches, do they come flat packed?
To some degree, I guess. Yeah.
So you buy all this stuff and you unfold it and screw it together and make a...
I don't know about the couches, but probably.
I mean, that's their claim to fame. So they've got these bedrooms. She says over here, if you rent an apartment, you probably don't get a bathroom or no, a kitchen.
I don't know exactly how it works.
So that's a big shower from what I can tell here. Big sinks. Our sink's tiny. So we're evidently going to find a kitchen because you buy a kitchen at IKEA and install it in your apartment. There's a kitchen. So this is your kitchen. This is your IKEA kitchen. This little, oops, I'm about to trip. A little IKEA oven. Looks like a camper. Where is the refrigerator?
I don't know.
Little stove.
That's your stool.
Huh? Look at that little tiny guy sitting there.
I think it's a kid's stool. It says junior stool.
That's a refrigerator? Oh, so all that comes, there's your full-size refrigerator.
This is mom's size stool. A little bit taller.
Yeah. It's very strange. So look at this. Is that for a cat or is that a kid? So this is a European kitchen, I guess. Can we sit down and rest our feet?
Nope, no time for that.
All right. Well, let's go look at something else. This is kind of like our bed and that one's actually one mattress, looks like.
But look how thin it is.
Yeah, it's just a piece of foam, looks like.
And then 2 duvets.
Very not comfortable. Look at this kid's bedroom. Go in there so I can get a size. That's the kid's bed. This is like you'd see in what I feel like you'd see in England. And then you got these little closets. This little bitty bathroom where you got a little toilet for a baby butt and then a washer and dryer, I assume, in the bathroom. And a few cabinets. Some closet drawers.
There's some things like a table maybe.
I figured out I'm a little bit American. I'm like a big...
They're a little spoiled.
No.
Yep.
I bet like... want a fluffy blanket.
And
A lot of pillows.
yeah, 2 or 3 pillows. I like 3 pillows on my bed.
And I like a big shower.
And a big comfy couch. Or comfy chairs. The big shower thing is kind of important. I really don't like my shower that I'm in. It stands in water too. That's gross. Look at these couches. They're all very square.
They're really small. A lot of people who shop at IKEA are like, I think, buy for their apartment.
Yeah, probably. It's probably the...
It's more like 'cause it's a little cheaper and it's smaller. So a lot of people get it for
Yeah, this isn't like, this is your first time home type stuff. Look at these little chairs.
Hang on, I'm coming to this guy. Everything's also low.
It's corduroy.
It is very low.
It is. That's what we were doing there at the... Is it comfortable?
It's not terrible. It's actually probably the softest thing I've sat in.
So the chair, the couch that we sat in at the show, you fall down into it.
Yeah, I don't hate that. They're all low though. I don't hate
But
that.
it was just a cheap chair. You know, it was a cheap
like a
couch.
show.
They probably throw it away afterwards.
But with cushions.
Yeah, see how close to the ground they are? They're like 12 inches off of the floor.
Maybe in the kitchen.
No, she couldn't get up and down.
No, I'm talking about in the kitchen.
Oh, but she'd have a hard time getting up and down too.
Well, that and just how little it is.
So it's a big table. Who would have room for that table? Yeah, a little bitty stove.
That's like a camper size, I feel
That's
like.
what I said earlier. We're not going to cook an 18-pound turkey in that.
No. Yeah.
I've never even seen an IKEA, so this is all new to me.
Is that plastic? No, it's metal, isn't it? The lights come on. That's cool. Well, I actually kind of like that.
That's what I was like. You might buy this kind of stuff here, like, or like, look at the salt and pepper shakers. Like, you might buy stuff like that.
If Nick was here, he'd think that's
That'd be his-
How do you feel about the shape of it?
I don't like the shape.
I don't know if that's IKEA specific. We're just
I like the color though.
color's cool.
That's kind of
Oh,
cool.
I like the color.
It's kind of neat having that black anodized stuff.
Oh, weird.
Oh, refrigerator. $10,995.
Okay, so that's with the freezer.
Oh, that's a big one for this place. How much is that refrigerator? It says $10,995.
That would be 10,995 krona.
Be $1,099.
Yeah, like almost 2,000.
No, almost 1,100.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
It's $1,100. And there's your library office. Kind of like going to Disneyland and seeing old, displays, houses and stuff. Look at the library. Somebody did that?
Everybody, yeah.
That's funny.
Okay, but see, that's how you like start picking out your kitchen stuff. I think over there, like your cabinets and everything.
Yeah. So Meg's gonna see if she can. Hold on, I gotta get that word up there.
I'm changing it to English.
Oh. You could never make it. You could never figure it out. So that's all English, because when it was in Swedish, one word took up the whole screen. We decided on our way out that we're going to try an IKEA.
Oh, it went away, but it looks like they have salt on top of the cinnamon rolls.
Oh, they probably do, because they love their salt. That pizza looks good. The pizza that we had at the show, I'm not so sure.
That's a thing apparently though. It's kebab pizza, so it's like the.
So
It's like the kind that you shave off.
Yeah, like
Like-
we would do a taco in
what,
America.
well, what do you call it's called a hero, right? Gyro or hero?
Well, yeah.
I'm
Maybe-
just concerned I might have spent a lot of money.
Why?
I didn't. It just looks wrong.
So what do? You wait for it now?
Yeah, that's all our number.
So we're getting a 5-piece cinnamon bun.
Okay, so like that's 7 SEK or 7 crowns. That would be 70 cents.
So that smiley face or wow face is 70 cents. Just basically divided by 10. I don't even think about it. Doesn't matter what it costs here because it's going to be cheap.
This is cheaper, but it's like apparently it used to be like 12 to 1, but now it's like 9 3/4 to 1. But 10 is close enough.
Yeah, close enough. So anyway, our dollar's worth a lot here. So anything you get is fairly cheap. I hope that's not salt on top of the 5-pack of.
I think it is.
Do you think our cinnamon rolls have salt on them? They could because they like salt.
You like salt.
I do, but I don't want it on my cinnamon roll.
You might.
We'll find out. Okay, so is that salt or sugar or vanilla?
That's actually sugar.
Oh, yeah, it is.
So we got double the buns for waiting, and they're toasty.
That's the bun. So I guess instead of having icing, it's got these little pellet things.
Ow, it's hot.
I mean, I like the icing a lot, but this is not bad.
I would eat this.
Yeah. I don't need paper towels. That's a good bun. I rate that a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I like that.
Tell them where you're going to dinner.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm missing Texas Roadhouse, and we found a Texas Longhorn. So we don't have Texas Longhorns. We have Longhorns, and we have Texas Roadhouse. So we found a Temu version called Texas Longhorn Roadhouse.
Texas Longhorn.
Texas Longhorn.
This is really good.
We're gonna go have a steak. Hopefully it tastes something like one of those two. They have a burger called the American Ugly American Burger and a
Beautiful Swede.
beautiful Swede burger. So that's a little bit concerning, but it's okay.
This is good.
I like it. I'm ready to get that center.
I'm almost there. Look. Nah, man.
It is hot. Man, it will burn.
Hot. Oh.
We were concerned that white stuff on top is going to be salt, but it's actually, I don't know what it is. What is it?
Sugar?
It's an odd looking sugar. It's something sweet anyway.
Very good.
So we're going to eat dinner with our newfound Icelandic friends. They're pretty cool people.
Yeah.
So we'll see you at Texas Longhorns.
Yeah.
That's where we're going. Big lake.
It's 85 miles, right, Nick? Yeah.
85 miles long.
Yeah, and then I think it was like 50 miles wide or something like that.
Look at this motorhome caravan.
He's only allowed to go 50, is it kilometers an hour?
50 kilometers an hour.
It's 50 miles an hour. Okay. I was like 50 kilometers. He's way speeding.
But everything's in kilometers. How does he know if he's doing miles?
I think they just told us this.
They what?
They just translated it for us.
Oh. So it's like, whatever, 80 kilometers, but 50 miles an hour. So if you notice, like, every farmhouse is red. It's traditioned, and it was based on the kind of paint they could get that had copper in it, and it made it red. Iron ore. The guys there told me copper. The show. We're gonna go over and check out one of our drag strips that's coming up. Oh, look, there it is. Hankook. I saw that when we drove up, that Hankook stuff. So this is gonna be one of our drag strips. What?
Oh, they was asking me a question.
That we're gonna be at for our sick week.
Street week.
Street week. That's what I said. It's too many weeks. So when we pull in, we know that we have a Circle K. What's it got? A McDonald's or a Burger King or what?
Rasta restaurant.
Restaurant. Okay, I'm gonna pause till we get in.
We're about to turn in right here.
Probably can't. That can't be the entrance.
Yeah, I think it turns back on itself.
Oh.
Oh, it says no enter. Did it not? This is where it says to go. I'm going anyways. I don't gate up there.
Is this the drag strip? It looks like an industrial.
How do I spell it? Mantorp. I searched it. This is this is where it says. Yeah. Oh, so there's
So you think that's the gate to the drag? Yeah, there it is. Mantorp Park. So I guess that's going to be the gate that we go through when we're there. I think they only have like a race a century or something. Every 100 years they allow them a noise permit.
I'm just gonna grab candy because when you're in Sweden, you're supposed to eat candy.
I just wish that I could go over there and see the drag strip.
I'm gonna drive around and see if we can go in.
So we decided to walk over and check it out. Looks like they're working on the pits like every other drag strip in the world. They've got it tore up in gravel. They have a thrift store on the grounds.
I feel like we're in the wrong parking lot.
They have campers. I don't think so. I mean, maybe down there. So look at their version of a enclosed trailer. That may be a merch trailer. Got those 3 Volvo looking wheels on it.
So I think the drag strip is a part of their road course.
Yeah, I don't know where that's at, but
Well,
probably
right
off.
there's the road course, and I think that's the straight right there. Your head. You're right. You might walk right into barbed wire.
I almost walked into the top.
Get one of those things stuck in your forehead.
You're at eye level.
Yeah. Yeah, not much to see, but at least we kind of know where we're going to be. This is one of the bigger drag strips, they say. I think there's 2 of them that are actual drag strips that'll have a little prep.
There's 3 on this route, and then 2 airstrips.
Okay, so we came down the road a little further. That's actually
The
open.
gate's open. You want to go? Yes. I'm afraid I'm going to get in trouble.
Yeah, I don't think you probably want to go
I mean,
in
you
there.
could probably drive up if it's open.
I guess nothing.
I mean, if they say, what are you doing? Say, I'm racing here in a few months.
Just checking out the drag strip. It says welcome.
I don't think that's what they meant. Is this part of the course?
No.
Yeah. The little red stripes on the side.
It turns like it's a road course.
That's part of the course.
This
That's
is
pretty
too.
cool.
Look right here.
So you drive right into the racetrack?
I don't think we're supposed to be here.
Well, I'm sure we're not supposed to be here.
Their gate is open then.
I feel like I need to turn around.
Down here you probably do. It's probably the workers in here.
It's
checking
pretty.
it. Yeah.
I'm going to turn around now.
Yeah, better turn around.
I'm going to go off-roading.
So we're inside a Mantrop Raceway Park or something or other. Just look at the trees. What are those? What are those trees back?
Aspen trees, I think.
Aspens. They got a bug run. Check that out. 6th, 7th, and 8th of June. It's pretty right here. Be fun to run their road course.
We're basically doing that right now.
Yeah, but I want to do it wide open throttle and something. So where's if that was part of the road course, where do they come from?
It may not be, but it's got the red and white stripes like it is.
Take a picture of that sign building.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It's not over here.
She was gonna park 10 miles away.
No, I'm getting you a good shot.
We're on our way to Stockholm, and this is after the motor show. We're driving along. There's this little Austin Mini. I just found it to be pretty cool. I don't know, maybe a Mini Cooper. I can't really tell the difference, but we're cruising along. Looked like he had something hanging underneath. Looked like his diaper was full. But look, he takes his hands off the wheel and adjusts himself. So some of these buildings are fascinating. Look at this stuff coming up here. That looks very crowded to me, but look at this thing. What it looks like containers stacked on top of each other. But here we go again. We're going to drive right through the middle of an office building, I would assume. There seems to be a lot of this sort of thing. Camera just won't focus. I have so much trouble with that. Here's those container buildings stacked up again. I think we're getting here. We're going to go have dinner. We walked around downtown and found a little Italian place, and we each ordered a pizza. So that reminds me of maybe Monopoly. You're driving through the Monopoly houses here.
There's nobody in here.
I can't figure out if this is parking. It's reserved parking. Okay, I think all of this is parking. Yeah. Still a lot of poles, but a little more drivable. The gate's weird.
So we came into a parking garage. These doors open when you pull up. Huh?
She thinks she's figured it out.
You drive down this ramp to the abyss, and there's like 3 cars down there, cages everywhere, wire fences, you're kind of trapped in, and there's no doors that open. There's no elevators, there's no stairs, so you have to walk back up this steep ramp. You can get up here, you can open that door and go out, but before we went out, I wanted to make sure we could get back in, and there's no way to get in. Ah.
Ow, got it. And the app, if you're parked here. And so like when you use the app, it registers that code with this door. So then you put your registration in this phone and it sends it to that door that you can come in.
And I hope it works when we get back.
Let me try one more time. Hang on.
Otherwise, I'm gonna be tearing a big door off of here.
They're just flagging somebody down and just pull their car right there to open it so we can go in.
I don't know how it senses because I can't get it to open by.
I don't feel like it's advanced enough for weight.
We're locked in this dungeon. Evidently it works.
Okay.
Man, if you don't have that,
Door, like look at the door.
it's brass or copper, and it's heavy. It's like a vault door.
That's crazy. Where was the taco? I don't know. Very complicated.
I think it was down there. Check this out. It's like Shanghai or something.
Dead.
Sorry. How do I get run over when I'm just standing there? Is this where it's at? Is it down here? I guess this would be downtown Stockholm. Let me try that again. So Alex's code worked on her cell phone because we can't open the 2 little 6-foot wide doors for Mini Coopers to come through by standing there. But that one giant vault door, she uses a code on her cell phone. And now we walk down the abyss. They don't have an elevator or staircase. You have to walk down.
They don't have any signs that tell you gotta do that either.
Well, there's the sign.
But that doesn't start till you get around the corner.
Yeah. There's even a bicycle painted on the wall.
On the left up here, there's a whole bicycle room. Bicycle parking room.
Really? I'd love to ride my bike in here. If these bumps weren't in the road, this would be an awesome skateboard.
That's why the bumps are in the road.
Yep. Man, it'd be cool for skateboards. So, with all that city out there, what?
That's the bike room.
Oh yeah. So does it lock or something? So you can see there's nothing this way. Another door. It probably goes to another floor, but I guess you can put your bike in there and lock it up. There's one in there. It's kind of sketchy, really, if you were a female coming in here by yourself. There's nobody in here. So we're kind of down in a dungeon. Look, it's dark back there where our car is. But once we get back there, the lights will come on, but that doesn't keep a creep from hanging out behind one of these columns. There. So it sensed us. So you can't get out there. It's all gated. I don't know. I don't understand, but there's fencing all around our little section here. And there's nowhere you can go except back up that ramp. Big boats or ships or yachts or something. Probably have to have a couple bucks to be able to park your yacht alongside the road here. I don't know what that is, but it's huge. Oh, maybe so. So that's the one that, maybe the one, the museum that's got the old ship in it that they pulled up.
That's the Nordic Museum.
Oh, Nordic Museum. That big one's the Nordic Museum. So we're going out here on a little island, I guess, that our hotel's at. It was built in 1760. It'd be cool to go in the Nordic Museum. It's pointed like that was the bus lane. Get the coolness of that.
90% sure on Monday. But it keeps pointing opposite. Like earlier in the bus, it's pointing the direction the arrow is not.
Well, you're on the bus lane, well, on the trolley lane anyway.
All I know to do is try to get over.
Well, you could have got over right there.
Where I'm not.
Could have got over right there.
I was supposed to turn right there. Oh, I'm gonna do a U-turn.
We're very touristy. We don't understand their roads. They have these bus lanes and trolley lanes, and the signs seem to point to a different. They point us into the bus lane. It's kind of hard to understand. Skansen, what is that? This kind of reminds me of, well, what is the name of it there? What? Eureka Springs, the hotel that we go to there that's haunted. Very much like this. Where? Just right here? So we're at our hotel, but we're on the entrance side of it. And I guess this other side over here that looks out over the bay or whatever it is the really pretty side. But evidently this was built in 1760. And 1765?
No, that is over there. Look at those things.
Yeah, it's something very new. But what's really creepy is there's nobody here. We never go anywhere that there's no people. They're all out on the road, but there's nobody out on the streets to speak of. So I guess we'll see a lot more of it tomorrow. We're going to stay in a few 100-year-old hotel. Okay, this is actually the backside of our 1776 hotel. So think about that. Like Meg said, this was here or being built or something when the Revolutionary War was going on. Let's see what's on the backside. But you notice, look at the people. Look at all the people. Oh, there is two peoples.
That's the ABBA Museum.
Which one?
Right there, the ABBA Museum.
Oh, ABBA, the group.
Yeah. And that's their theme park right there.
Okay,
People
so
in your video will know. You guys don't know, but somebody watching will understand Hasselback potatoes.
Hasselback potatoes. You know what that is, people?
You guys will.
Let us know if you know what a Hasselback potato
Dad
is.
and Meg don't know.
No,
but
I
it's a thing.
ended up knowing. I just didn't know the name was that.
It's like sliced potato that's in still a potato form that has stuff on it. This is where
Kind of like baked but sliced.
yeah,
think.
baked and sliced. But this is where it came from, the Hasselback.
So that is the famous Hasselback restaurant.
Hasselback Inn.
Hasselback Inn, but it started as a restaurant.
Yeah.
No, Hasselback Inn. Like
No, it started as a restaurant though.
yeah, but it's not. Inn is not INN. It's Hasselback Inn.
Oh, Hasselbacken.
Yeah.
All right, but it started as a restaurant in what year? 1740 something?
I'm gonna have to get it all straight, but it dates back to 1740. I said.
Something way back when, before I was born. And that's where they invented the Hasselback potato. What if you guys know what a Hasselback is, let us know in the comments because I'm ignorant. I have no idea. Never heard of one. I don't think you guys have. Don't Google it. Be real. Tell me if you know what it is. So anyway, this is where we're going to stay tonight. Maybe some haunts in there because it's
I'm not
old.
looking that up until we leave.
After we leave, Meg wants to know if it's
I'll
haunted.
research it when I'm gone.
It's probably room 107. Or it could be for, what's
It's
yours?
definitely 107.
What was yours?
I'm not gonna tell you, but it's 107.
I may have to go down and knock on the wall. So there's every time I see this Tyrol, I think it's Tylenol.
I think that's the entrance.
That's
to
the
amusement
park.
right there. I think.
So it's kind of cool right out our door, but it's too cold to go on rides. So tomorrow we're going to go to some museums. I wish we could see a better view, but there's not.
If you liked Mamma Mia, there's a Mamma Mia restaurant.
Is
Matt said that this doesn't really have a good view, regardless.
any of them or this
No,
one?
no, this one. But he suggested staying here.
Really?
He said you're not gonna really see the water because of where it's at. But
I think we're close to a lot of good stuff though that we're gonna want to do.
Okay, this was recommended by our Street Week
He was
Owner.
the creator of Street Week.
creator of Street Week, kind of on the inside of Street Week with this guy, Mats, but I think they call him Mats, like Matsibal. So there's not many levels here because it's only probably like you're on the top floor. All right, very cool. I'll show you around when I go back in.
It's a little colder out here.
Public transportation, Swedish style. It's a Hasselback train. It's split. It bends in the middle. Okay, we're done with our little tour. We are on different floors. I'm on the first floor of this 1776. That just blows my mind. Think about that. 1776. It underwent a massive renovation in, I think they said 20, I don't know, Meg said 2020 or something like that. So it does not look old. It doesn't even feel old. But there has to be a lot of history in these halls. Look at the little spiral staircase. Kind of like something I would think in Britain. You go in the little door and climb like a straight up staircase. That's pretty cool. So I'm at the end of the hall here. So over here, you have to put your card in order to turn the lights on, because they don't want you leaving with the lights on. So this is much like our other hotel. Little shower, little toilet mounted on the wall, except I'm really excited because the sink points this direction. The other one was turned this direction. The faucet was turned sideways. It's very unhandy. This is a much better room. I don't have much of a view, but I got a little shared patio area, if I can get this open. Little bitty door, made for widow people. And I can share this seating area and be looked at. I can share it with these other rooms right here. And all those rooms can look down on us. I guess that's kind of cool. And I can see the Tyrol building over there, or maybe that's the park. That's kind of where we just were. I'll go back in my room. It's a little bit nipply out here to be sitting on the patio. So let's put this back in case somebody tries to come in. Would hate that. Not too worried about that. Okay, so how do I pull this together? There we have it. My little two funky little beds. So over here you don't have one big mattress. You have two mattresses. That is so friggin' weird. I'm sorry, but that's just weird. You can't sleep in the middle. You can't cross because I split the bed today. I was laying in the middle and it split open. I just don't get it. But we're in a different world. Okay, so we have a plan. This is day one in Stockholm. We're gonna go out these little folding doors. They're kind of like your doors, except they fold instead of raise. This one's actually like 10 foot wide.
Yeah.
So we're gonna actually get out of here. But Meg has made up a whole itinerary. We're leaving our what's our year on this hotel?
1765.
1765?
That's what the hotel says. It's older than that, but I don't know the variations there.
It doesn't, nothing in it looks 1765 to me, but we're leaving it and we're going to go to a museum, right?
Royal Armory first.
Oh, cool. Royal Armory. So a lot of this stuff has been here since like BC. This is really old historic stuff. That's our hotel. And it's a pretty nice place. So we're going to go check out an armory. Is it a museum?
Yeah, it's like their just real history.
Megan has arranged all of today's activities, so we have.
I even have parking already planned out.
That makes it
I
nice.
don't want to fight like we have been.
It's hard. Look at the little electric train going down the road, but more importantly, look at that. Oh man, the train's walking. Yeah, look at that.
So that's that out the air museum, or not the air, but the outdoor. Okay, now you can see.
Okay, look at this. This is awesome. Look at that amazing building. You'll never see anything like that in America. as much as we have.
You slow down.
But this train is just determined to block me.
Meg, I can't slow down that much. There's a car behind me.
Wow, that's beautiful.
That's the Nordic Museum now.
Where? That one, that
That's
right
what
there?
that is.
We saw it last night, but it looks better in the daytime even. Look at that, just all the way down the boats. I hesitate to call a boat because Matt got upset with me for calling their ship a boat. He said, we got to have a talk. The one that they raised out of the water that was there for...
Is this a green light? I think so. I literally can't tell. I don't,
This is green, I think.
I don't
it's-
know. There's a Alex, screw. I don't know.
Jeez.
There was a train coming.
Holy crap.
I don't know what that is.
That was very confusing.
It's like a roundabout mixed with 5 roads.
Look at how the buildings are just like a mile of... I guess these are like hundreds of years old. I wish they had signs on them to tell how old they are.
Also, for those that don't understand the confusion there, their green lights sometimes turn off. So like, see, that's got a green light, but half the time, if it's a green light, it goes dark. Like, they don't have a green light.
Well, there was a green light back there, but you couldn't tell if it was pointing at our lane or not. They're just
The ones
pointing
pointing at
all
our lights
direction.
were dark. They didn't have any lights, so I don't know if that was a green light or no light.
And that bike or scooter or
Well,
whatever
the train
it
was coming. That's why I went, because there was now flashing lights, which means the train was coming.
It's just very confusing. As long as they've had to work their system out, it ain't worked out. Ours is a lot easier to go by. And when it goes from red to green, it'll go to yellow first. So instead of just going red, green, you know you can go. It gives you a caution light in the middle. That's not really that confusing. It's just strange. But when they're pointing all directions, look at that. It just keeps going. Look how cool that building is. All that copper roofing up there. Very pretty. I can never get my phone to activate in time. But look, we're driving down the train tracks. There's the cable car cables above.
Maybe behind me? That's a bus line. Okay.
That says bus line. Can't do that.
Okay. Now here's gets confusing.
This just looks like Old City. But back there was just amazing. So look at this stoplight situation. There's just stoplights. They were just saying that they're all the same height.
So,
They're
like,
all directions.
And there's one with an arrow. There's one for the bus. There's one for people, but they're all the same.
That's a people one over there.
That's a people. That's a turn. That's a bus.
There's a people here.
That's a green light, but not a
Here's a
green light for
turn.
me.
Yeah, so you can barely see the turn, and it's not pointing at our lane. Is that for us?
The turn is, but we can't go because it's red.
Are you supposed to be in that lane to turn?
No, that's a bus.
So those green lights there are for who?
Straight.
So we're blocking traffic until our turn lane.
No, this is a turn lane. That's
Oh,
a
it
straight
is?
lane.
So that turn light, this one right here.
So right here is going to turn green there.
Okay, they both watch, and then you got people's.
And the people don't
But
stop
look
for
at
the
all
walkers.
these. I don't know if you guys can see them, but there's like, there must be 15 different lights on that intersection. I bet there is. We should have counted them.
But I also think they have a lot of jaywalkers that don't even follow the rules.
And J bikers.
Yeah.
Husqvarna Group. I don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure it's not motorcycles anymore.
That's their logo.
Yeah, that's
too.
their
It's like their office for their stuff.
When we go back, hey, Jack. Look at this is common. Buses and bicycles. People.
Walkers, okay.
And look, he doesn't even look. The dude never even looked. He's like, screw you. I'm walking out in the street. You'll stop or hit me and I'll sue you, and that's fine too.
This could be why they have 4 years of schooling for a driver's license.
Well, that could be. They say to get a driver's license here can take years, and it costs thousands of dollars. And I guess this is why. Look at this guy going in this. We wonder how they get in
That's
these
a big
things.
door too.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's way big. Most of the ones we go in with this car are about as big as this number 13 here. And I'm not joking. The mirrors have to fold in order to get into the parking.
Yeah, Spotify's from here.
Look at that. That's really pretty.
Alright, next feet. We go right, but we can't turn right. We have to follow traffic.
You can't turn right on red. They say they will take your license
But there is
immediately.
no red light, so I just assume we can go.
There's just all these blue
They have
signs.
so many signs. If you could insert a song, that would be the one.
Signs everywhere. Sign
There's so many signs.
clogging up the scene.
See, like, what does that mean?
Yeah, what does that X mean?
I think that
I
means no
haven't figured
parking.
out the X yet.
I think that means no parking.
But it doesn't say parking. It just says X.
Okay, I go left. Yes. Oh.
Oh yeah, that guy's gonna run over you.
But see, there was no stop sign right there, so who had to go?
Yeah, it's very confusing. Look at, there's like 50 signs right here.
Oh, that would be an oil pump knocker. Literally, there's a bump in the road that's a speed bump, but it's only that wide.
I didn't even notice those. Maybe it'll show up on my movie.
Right
Just
here.
signs.
I think we just came from here.
We look like tourists driving because we are.
Yeah, but the thing is, everybody's a tourist over here.
Even the locals.
No, it's not just U.S. Every single an hour away flight becomes a tourist here.
You drive a few blocks and you're in a different country.
No, like the Iceland people, they can get here easy, and they're like, no, this is a totally different world.
Is this where we're going?
Somewhere right here.
Okay, car.
Yeah, there's lots of people. No, there's no stop. I don't think they have stop signs. I haven't seen a stop sign
Who
here.
has the right of way? How do you know who has
I
the
think
right
it's like India. You just merge. Look at all those buildings.
Thank goodness it's not. Okay, they just turned right on red.
Yeah, he did. That guy's license needs to be revoked.
But the next thing, I don't. At
There's
least
a
it's-
National Museum. Is that where we're going?
No, we're going in this area, but just not right now. Because this is the Royal Palace next to you.
This thing right here is the Royal Palace.
Over here is. You can see on the sign right there.
If this was left-hand drive or right-hand drive, I mean.
It'd really be bad. So that says
So look,
museum.
I can't go right now. Now
Why?
I can. Now I can't. It just turned. It's very weird. Okay, that's
And
a bus lane. That's a bus lane.
That other one turned back yellow as soon as it turned green.
I can drive through this lane. That's a stop. I think that's a stoplight.
No, it's like 5 stoplights, and they're all.
Now I can go.
This is where we were last night. Don't run this silly biker over, or those pedestrians.
That's their lane. I can drive as fast as I want.
Yeah, but I'm afraid he's gonna wobble out in front of you.
That's his. That will be his fault.
Be what?
That will be his fault.
Yeah, but I still don't want to run him over. We'd be tied up in litigations for. We'd never get to go home.
The upside down magnet must be a no U-turn. We're going right there.
See, what's this guy doing?
Garage right here.
That guy's. I guess that's man at work or something.
Does it look like there's actually parking there?
Check out these words.
I can't see it.
Med Borgersplatz and okay, I think we're gonna hang up and try to find where we're gonna park.
Think about these people. They're having to stop.
Here, the next one. There's a car.
Yeah, you got to watch it. Somebody may come flying through there.
And this one. This next road coming.
That says parking garage right there.
No, we're still going. We're still far away.
See, that's a part. Well,
So that's a door to
maybe. Oh yeah, it is.
that little walkway door opens up into a 5-foot wide door that these mirrors have to fold to get in.
You're gonna go just follow the road, I guess, because you're going left.
Oh, look at that.
Left in 800 feet.
Yeah, but I think you just gotta follow
I gotta show you this. Look at this building. Man, that's cool.
At the end of this road, I think I have to go left.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
I haven't been to London, but I think this would be cooler than London.
There's definitely more here.
It's got the same historic, old world stuff like that, but I feel like there's more of it.
I like when there's somebody in front of me because I can know which lanes.
You can follow them.
Well, I'm like, well, if they're getting in trouble, if I'm getting in trouble, they're getting in trouble.
0.2 miles, it's gonna be parking. I think it's on the left, but we're just gonna have to watch out for it. It's called Apcoa Park.
Imagine driving the 55 through here. You would knock an oil pan off.
No, you couldn't. You could, but it would be. It's horrible enough in a rent-a-wreck.
Advice for anyone: buy full coverage insurance on your rental.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared that we're not going to get out of here without a fender bender.
That's what we did when we went to London, especially because it's the other side of the road. I was like, well, fend to fender, it's fine, it's covered. I don't know that I did that here.
Right here, it's look for maybe that wasn't the parking.
Is that the parking? That looks like the parking.
Is there anything back there?
No, I don't know.
I just put in parking lot.
Could you park right up in there?
There's a spot right here. And there's a spot right there. Okay, I'm parking between those two.
Did you guys leave anything valuable in the car?
I'm a little concerned it might not be the best part of town. I wonder what gives me that feeling.
I mean, we can go back down by the Royal Palace and see if there's parking, but if not, we're gonna go on another adventure like this to get to parking.
Are we close to anything?
It may not look like it, but it's a long ways down there. It's what?
Looking in the dentist's office.
Oh yeah. Want to see somebody get their teeth worked on? The dentist is in there. He might not like me filming him.
We're at 11.
What is? A wire tour?
So we can go get coffee. Do the tour.
If you want to see old world Europe, I highly recommend it. There's just so much going on. People just scooting around on bicycles. They're almost all electric bicycles.
we're
See
staying
this
right
guy? He's climbing that. That's a big hill.
We're staying over there. That's our hotel. We're on
Wait.
that island. 'Cause
Which-
that's amusement park is what we're looking at.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's our amusement park that's just, you can see from our hotel. One of those buildings there would be our hotel, I think. So then we're down here with all the historic old town buildings, trains going by, waterways. I don't know what that actually is. Those bikes are pretty cool. Those dudes are just barely pedaling and getting up the hill. I'm working harder going downhill. So this is more the touristy. So people that we were just discussing, people that
usually fly into these European places. They go to the tourist part, and this is kind of that. It's very cool, but around the corner, not so much. But look at these buildings. I mean, this is what I would imagine Paris looking like. Cinnamon buns, pizza. This is very cool, touristy. Look how pretty that is. It's so cool. The buildings are just stuck out in the road bends, little alleys, little doorways everywhere. Oh, look at the pastries are outside here.
Those ones are fake.
They're what?
Those are fake.
Oh, I hope so. House of Burgers. It's like the back lot of Disneyland, except the real deal. Very cool. Just more amazing buildings. Just got to film just so I can show you the amazing buildings. I could barely see any sky up there. Little shops everywhere. And they do that a lot. They don't, she probably wasn't a local, but keep right doesn't mean much. So this is just a little tunnel in the side of a building, but it opens up into a whole new street. Whoa, you stopped in front of me.
This isn't going to be good because of the lighting. You might can brighten it up.
If I go back here,
No, it's just,
well, you can come out.
it's still, I don't know how to explain it.
So probably somebody dug this out with a shovel and a pick like a million years ago. And look at these little doors. Little doors everywhere. So somebody rents this Jerusalem Kebab Cafe. So check this out. Here's a Jerusalem Kebab Cafe. Look inside. Step inside. Walk this way. You and me, babe. Hey, hey. Whatever. I know. I'm going to hear. I used to wish I could sing. Now I wish you could sing. A cafe that's full of oranges. You guys can go. Normally I would try not to be a tourist because I don't want to look like a nub. But here I don't care. Look at the engravings or the architecture. If I can get my camera to focus. And nobody can see it. I mean, you're stuck in between buildings. It's not like it's something that you can stand out in a parking lot and admire. All that work to make that building so beautiful, and that one as well. And you're 20 foot away from other buildings behind me. So cool. And so different at the same time. It's like a wave. We were standing here to take pictures, and all of a sudden, bam! Like literally 150 people with black on come up the street. Now look, there's nobody. That was unbelievable. It's kind of like being at the ocean when a big wave comes in and then it gets calm. Look at that. I'm not sure what it is. What do you think that is, Meg?
I don't know.
I don't know, but we need to go check it out.
Yeah.
So the architecture is amazing, and then I see this something that catches my eye. I have no idea what it says, somebody's name, company, but look at the old copper lightning rod cable going all the way up the building, through the stuff, probably up to a lightning rod on the roof. Very cool.
Figured. Kind of my job.
I wonder if there's any fish flipping over the... I don't see any. The water is very dirty looking. I'm sure they don't dump their sewer in it anymore, but it sure looks like it. At first you think you're gonna see gondolas coming down through there.
Give me your oxygen.
Here's Alex's square tree she's talking about.
My hair is not.
It just blows my mind how much city. You gotta realize between those buildings is streets and blocks and blocks and blocks of cities. I'm just gonna do a spin. So blocks and blocks, all these gaps are streets. Huge city. All through there is city blocks. Look at this building here, kind of built in a corner, triangle. A street goes, let me see, street goes that way and the street goes that way. There's just streets all through these buildings. And I guess, is that part of the Royal Palace right there that we're looking at?
I think that is the Royal Palace right there.
Okay, so that's the Royal Palace. That's very cool. And there's another, the building's built in a triangle shape, kind of like in New York City. Streets down the left and streets down the right. So we're going into the Royal, so this is called the Royal Armory. So I'm really excited to see what's in here.
I have a feeling you probably want that video. No, I think
I won't.
But you might. No, you can out here. I just think on the inside. No, I think you can on the inside. You just can't use flash.
There's a whole tourist branch in there. So you gotta think how old this stuff is. That's the cool part about it. I love how old and ancient this is.
Getting my tickets up.
So this is awesome. We're underneath the Royal Palace. Look at this. Oh my goodness. This is the carriage area. That's amazing. Look at that. I got goosebumps, and I don't ever get goosebumps. It's kind of standing up on the back of my neck right now. Just because of the history. And we're down in the dungeon. I guess this is where they kept them back in the day. I'm just making a quick trip through for you guys, and then I'm gonna check it out closer. So that's a sleigh. Look at that. A horse would pull that sleigh. I would be into that. Look at this little kiddie wagon. But look at the work, the carving.
That's amazing. That's so beautiful. I really enjoy this. Look at the armor for the horse. So I look at the architecture, it's just amazing. That's actually a hole, that was a skylight, I guess, one time, but this is all solid stone. You know, I think this has been here, whatever, 300 and something, 400 years. But I look at this door, this passage. Think what's rolled through here, our munitions and what have you. Look at the hinge. So we have fake stuff like that now, you know, recreated stuff, but that's an actual iron hinge, probably 300 and something years old. But look how thick that wall is. That's 6 foot. Solid brick, and that brick is just, you know, it's become to look like that, I suppose, after all these years. I'm sure it probably looked like this to start with. This is what it's kind of falling into, but there's no remnants on the ground, no dust. But all these caverns here were probably packed full of, you know, munitions, I would imagine. There's just one after another. So this is the armory. Okay, so tell me what we're looking at here. Tell me.
I thought you were going to tell me. So the Queen of Hearts apparently came from this because this queen, when the king died, it was a tradition where she was from to save the heart after they embalmed him. And she kept it in a closet in a gold box and then buried it later. But they thought that she was crazy because they had never heard of that. So they thought she grieved too much and considered her crazy pretty much.
So his
That's her name right
heart
there.
was wrapped in that linen.
And that right there, and kept in a closet.
So that's the king's blood right there, right?
Yeah.
Was he a king?
I think he was. Yeah, because she's a queen, so he had to be the king. Yeah, the king's death. The king's death.
Okay.
That's why she fell out of favor with the council.
So when you see a Queen of Hearts in cards, that's where it comes from.
Oh, they didn't bury the heart until after her death, after she died.
So she kept it the rest of her life.
And that's her ring right there that has a picture of her, of him and somebody else.
That's crazy.
Oh, her and him.
I know so many of you that would love to come in here. Look at the cannon. Guns.
This jacket is what the king was wearing when he died. And it shows that he was wounded several times before he was killed.
So he died from a battle wound?
Yeah.
It's probably that spot up there.
The king attempted to restore order, but his elbow was shattered by a musket ball. He lost control of his horse, Stirrup, which is him.
So that's the real horse, except the skin of it.
Yeah,
I bet it was that hole right there.
probably. But his elbow was shattered from a musket ball, so he couldn't regain control, I guess.
Let's see. Get it to focus. Come on. My camera won't focus.
Yeah, he was probably wearing all of this. It was probably all of this right here because they've talked about all of his different outfits.
I dig that jacket. Look at this. Amazing.
We can walk this way.
Okay, so this is kind of special. This is our lunch today. This is the second oldest restaurant that has what now? Unchanged?
It's been unchanged pretty much since it opened in 1722.
1722 people.
It's now owned by the Nobel Prize Commission or something like that.
So yeah, it's owned by people, the Nobel Peace Prize
They come here and eat
Commission.
every Thursday.
Every Thursday? So we're going to try it out. I mean, the second oldest continually operated restaurant in the world. Not in Switzerland, in the world, right?
Not in Sweden.
Oh, it's in Sweden?
We are in Sweden.
No, what did I say?
Switzerland.
Sorry. It's not in just in Sweden, it's in the whole world.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go in and check it out. So this is the inside.
And there's a downstairs too.
So there's a downstairs
So
that
we eat
what?
down there for dinner.
It's like kind of like inside the armory over there.
It's
It's
from the pictures I saw. I'll look it up again, but it looks like a cellar.
so it shows 1722. Is that when it was built?
That's when the restaurant opened. I don't know what kind of schnitzel that is. I can't figure it out.
I came down to the dungeon to wash my hands. Got to remember how old this place is, but check this climb out. Look at the doors. I bumped my head. That's another room. So this is called the world's smallest road. It has its own streetlight.
I'll have to double check what it is, but it's the smallest.
Pretty cool. You look out your window into the other windows. Well, right here it tells if you can translate it.
It's so. I mean, it is just a staircase.
So it's pretty cool. We just came up the world's narrowest street right down. Is it that 78? No, what was it? It was just back a little ways. But then right across the street here in the middle of these buildings is a kids' school playground. They're rebuilding part of it. But what a scene to have as your grade school. This clock right here in the background. That's pretty cool stuff right there. And that. You just wish you knew all the history that goes along with this.
Didn't realize it till after.
This is hard to appreciate in video and pictures. But that's really amazing looking. The copper, the patina, the brickwork, the height, the quality. I mean, it's still in such good shape. 1571 to 1884, that says. Not exactly sure what that means, but it means something.
Oh my god, sing something else.
What?
She has a song, but she's just stuck on singing. Are those fire thingies?
I don't know.
It looks like it.
Probably where they clean the ashes out. The Nobel Prize Museum. So they're the ones that own the restaurant that we just ate in, but this is like a square in here. Check this out. I guess this is a fountain that would be on if it was warmer. It's pretty cold here. It's like gargoyles almost. Look at these buildings. Isn't that funky? 3 completely different styles of buildings right there. And then this massive thing.
Well, you can do topping and bottom. Like this level down here and this level up here. Give me my options again, I can tell you. Ionic, Doric, and Corinthian.
Non, alors,
There's an Ionic
j'en ai mangé la moitié quand même.
and there's a Doric. You're a Doric. Dad's a Doric.
Posten upp! Marsch! Avlöst post! Marsch! Framåt! Marsch! På axel! Fram!
Gonna take a tour of the royal apartments.
So I mentioned that Parliament moved out to the palace. That took place in 1866. But in the 19th century, it was still the king that had the official political power. His government could make some what's going on. So, but nowadays, it's whenever there is a new government, and then the authority. So here you can see the king and the crown princess, and you can see our current government as well. And he's able to ask questions when these meetings take place. I want to show you how the room is used nowadays. So this is the room that the state dinners takes place in. It's one long table that seats about 170 people, which is the standard for these kinds of dinners. And of course, you open about these milieus than they were in the 19th century. So there were some rules that they had to obey by. No one was allowed to wear high heels while
So we're very excited.
We're really excited here. We've been having Swedish meatballs and what?
Just
mashed
go ahead and do it.
Well, just like show the menu.
Soft
show
serve
the-
pretty much
because
all
of the
week.
musical construction.
That's really a big deal over there. So we finally found something we're used to. Hard Rock Cafe. Not
Smile.
necessarily my favorite thing here, but over there it looked really good. Look at this, hamburgers, nachos, more hamburgers, and we were almost back in America. Steak, like
An actual steak and ribs.
what we're used to over here. Not a lot, but a little bit. It was still refreshing. We were excited to get an iced tea instead of a Coke Zero, but they were out of iced tea that day. The syrup didn't do it. I don't know what that means. I've never made iced tea with the syrup. But anyway, it was a nice change. I'm pretty excited.
So we're at the Vasa Museum. And you don't call that a boat because it's not a boat, it's a ship.
It's a ship.
Don't call it a boat. Let's go see this ship. I need to know some history. It's pretty darn cool though. Look at all the portholes for guns, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna study some history here and I'll come back. To get rotted right there.
No, I understand now how to get up there.
What?
The Black Pearl was based off of this from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Huh.
We were looking at it, we're like, it looks like it.
The Black Pearl didn't sink. So this little bump on the side was a room, and they said they were cramped and unpractical, which we were just talking, if we were building a warship, I don't think I would have wasted the time to make all these carvings and little rooms with cupolas. Yeah. That whole room on the side right there. I sure would like to go in it though. You can see the doorway. I guess you could stand under that roof and look out of those openings. Same with this one up here. It was a well-equipped warship, but it was also like a show car. Be cool to look out those windows right there, those openings. Wait, you had a king but he died in a car accident?
He died before he won.
The prince died in a fire.
Oh.
He was supposed to be king, but.
Holy shit! Okay, so you're going
Okay, so that wraps this up. This is our Swedish adventure. Now we're utfarting back to America. Meg and I are very excited to go get a salad, a steak. I think she wants a chicken salad with iceberg lettuce and blue cheese dressing really bad. I want a big fat steak.
And a Diet Dr. Pepper.
A Diet Dr. Pepper. Even though the Coke Zeros are okay, I am jonesing for a Diet Dr. Pepper. So we're about to board a bus to go back to the airport to get on a plane and have I don't know, it's not very long, like an hour ride the first time we're going back to Finland, Helsinki, and then we're going to get on a 10-hour flight, I think.
It's 17 hours back to Fort Smith from mine.
It's a long ways, but it's going to be okay. As much as I like it here, I like Arkansas, so I'm really anxious to get home. No offense intended, I'm just ready to be home to my own house and my own food and my shop. I miss it. So thanks for watching. I hope it was a little bit entertaining. I hope you actually learned something, because there's a lot of stuff here in this video that I did not know before I actually made the trip. So we'll see you next time. Thanks again.